Hey everyone, I'm NJK Mathy, and welcome to the channel. Today, we're diving into the sometimes terrifying, often awkward, always fascinating world of public speaking. But more specifically, we're talking about the phobias, yes, actual phobias, that can turn a presentation into a full-blown panic attack. The fear of public speaking is incredibly common, and it often stems from deeper anxieties and fears. So, buckle up, because we're about to explore 10 phobias that might be secretly sabotaging your public speaking game. Let's go! First up, we have the phobia that needs no introduction. Glossophobia, the fear of public speaking itself. This one's a heavyweight champion, often topping those most common fears lists. People with glossophobia experience a whole symphony of physical symptoms. Sweating, shaking, racing heart, dry mouth, you name it. They've felt it while clutching that microphone. But here's the thing about glossophobia. It often stems from a fear of judgment or rejection. We worry that we won't measure up, that our ideas aren't good enough, or that we'll be laughed off the stage. The good news is, just like any fear, glossophobia can be managed and even overcome. By understanding its roots and developing coping mechanisms, we can transform that crippling anxiety into confident stage presence. And hey, even the most seasoned speakers get butterflies sometimes. Now, if you're thinking, okay, but public speaking isn't the only social situation that makes me sweat, you might be dealing with our next contender, sociophobia, also known as social anxiety disorder. Sociophobia is a broader fear of social interactions, where the spotlight feels less like a stage light and more like a giant magnifying glass analyzing your every move. It's the dread of parties, the avoidance of eye contact, the constant worry about saying the wrong thing. Public speaking, yeah, that's basically sociophobia's worst nightmare. But why do some people experience this heightened social anxiety? Well, it can stem from a variety of factors, including genetics, brain chemistry, and life experiences. The good news is, there are effective treatments for sociophobia, including therapy and medication. Seeking professional help can provide you with the tools and support you need to manage your social anxiety, and yes, even conquer that podium. Let's talk about tachophobia, the fear of speaking too quickly. You know the type. They start their presentation at 100 miles an hour, words tumbling out like they're in a verbal race against time. By the end, they're breathless, the audience is lost, and the only thing faster than their speech is their pounding heart. Tachophobia often stems from a desire to get the whole thing over with as quickly as possible. But here's the catch: rushing through a presentation rarely achieves the desired effect. The key to overcoming tachophobia is, ironically, slowing down. Take a deep breath, pace yourself, and remember that pauses are your friend. Embrace the silence, and your message will resonate more powerfully. Chapter 4, Xenoglossophobia, Lost in Translation. Imagine this. You're tasked with delivering a presentation in a language that's not your native tongue. The pressure is on, the audience is expectant, and suddenly, your vocabulary feels about as extensive as a toddler's. Welcome to the world of xenoglossophobia, the fear of speaking in a foreign language. The fear often stems from a worry of being misunderstood, misjudged, or even ridiculed for our language skills. But hold on, speaking another language even imperfectly is a remarkable achievement. Instead of focusing on your perceived shortcomings, shift your perspective to appreciate the effort you're making and the new worlds you're opening up through language. Remember, communication is about more than just perfect grammar and pronunciation. It's about connecting with your audience, conveying your message with passion, and being authentically you. Chapter 5, Nyctophobia, Darkness Falls, Fear Rises. Let's set the scene. Dim lighting, hushed whispers, a lone figure illuminated on stage. Sounds like a dramatic thriller, right? But for someone with nyctophobia, the fear of the dark, this is a real-life horror show. Nyctophobia often stems from a primal fear of the unknown. When we're plunged into darkness, our senses are heightened and our imaginations run wild. If you're struggling with nyctophobia, know that you're not alone. This phobia is surprisingly common, and there are effective treatments available, including therapy and relaxation techniques. Cognitive behavioral therapy, for instance, can help you challenge those negative thought patterns and develop coping mechanisms for managing your fear. Chapter 6, Acousticophobia, the sounds of silence are deafening. Imagine this. You're mid-presentation, the room is silent except for the sound of your own voice, and suddenly, a deafening cough erupts from the back row. For most people, it's a minor distraction. But for someone with acousticophobia, the fear of sounds, it's a full-blown sensory overload. Acousticophobia can manifest in many ways. Some people are triggered by specific sounds like loud noises, high-pitched frequencies, or repetitive clicks. The good news is, acousticophobia, like other phobias, can be managed and even overcome with the right support and strategies. Therapy, relaxation techniques, and sound therapy are just a few options that can help individuals regain control over their auditory experiences. Chapter 7, Pseudo Dysphonia, the voice within. Picture this. You're about to deliver a presentation, and as you open your mouth to speak, your voice comes out as a strained whisper. You clear your throat, try again, but the result is the same, a weak, wavering sound that barely carries to the first row. Pseudo-dysphonia isn't about having a physically impaired voice, it's the fear that your voice won't live up to your expectations or meet the demands of the situation. This fear can manifest as a perceived inability to control your pitch, volume, or tone, leading to anxiety and avoidance of speaking situations. But here's the truth. Everyone has a unique voice, and there's no right way to sound. Embracing your natural voice, quirks and all, is far more powerful than trying to conform to some arbitrary standard of vocal perfection. Chapter 8. Let's address a phobia that might seem a bit out of place in the realm of public speaking. Hematophobia, the fear of blood. Now, you might be thinking, unless I'm presenting on open heart surgery, how is this relevant? And you'd be right, for the most part. But what if your presentation involves graphic images? For someone with hematophobia, these visual cues can trigger an intense fear response, even if the blood is just a picture on a screen. Hematophobia can manifest as dizziness, nausea, sweating, even fainting at the mere sight or thought of blood. So how does this tie back to public speaking? Well, if someone with hematophobia knows their presentation will involve potentially triggering content, the anxiety leading up to the event can be overwhelming. Chapter 9. Let's talk about Anthophobia, the fear of flowers. You might be thinking, wait, flowers, that's adorable, not terrifying. And you're right, for most people, flowers are a symbol of beauty, joy, and celebration. But for someone with anthophobia, they represent a very real and often debilitating fear. What if the venue is decked out in floral arrangements? What if someone in the audience presents you with a bouquet after your speech? For someone with anthophobia, these seemingly harmless situations can trigger a cascade of anxiety symptoms. The fear often stems from a variety of factors, including negative past experiences such as being stung by a bee hiding in a flower or having an allergic reaction to pollen. While anthophobia might seem like an unusual fear, it's essential to remember that all phobias are valid and can significantly impact an individual's life. Chapter 10. In today's tech-driven world, public speaking often involves more than just a microphone and a stage. We've got slideshows, projectors, sound systems, even interactive polls and virtual reality experiences. And while these technological advancements can enhance a presentation, they can also be a source of immense anxiety for individuals with technophobia, the fear of technology. Technophobia can manifest in various ways, from a general unease around gadgets to a full-blown panic attack at the thought of operating a computer. For someone with technophobia, the prospect of giving a presentation that relies heavily on technology can be utterly daunting. The good news is, technophobia, like other phobias, can be managed and even overcome with the right approach. Start by identifying the specific aspects of technology that trigger your anxiety. Outro. So, there you have it. 10 phobias that might be secretly sabotaging your public speaking game. But remember, knowledge is power. By understanding these fears, we can start to dismantle them and build the confidence to rock any presentation. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel for more insightful content, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss a beat. Share your own public speaking experiences and tips in the comments below. Let's create a supportive community where we can all conquer our fears and find our voices. See you next time.